Well, how's it going out there, folks? Rooster and 10, roostercb.com with another video for you. And today we're looking at a vintage piece of radio equipment. This one's going to be going out to a local operator who spotted this one on eBay and wanted me to snag it up for him, take it in and do a video on it and check it out. And I think he's going to be pretty daggum happy with it. Tube radio night is getting more and more popular around here, something we kind of started on a whim. And a couple of weeks, or last week, I think we had about 10 or 12 people kind of check in on it. So always interesting to hear what kind of radios people are going to come up with. And a lot of people have been kind of motivated to get some tube top radios so they can partake in that. And I'm probably going to participate in it at least once a month and do a live stream on it. But the local guys around here, I think they'll probably carry it on more often than that. Seems like they're enjoying it quite a bit. So it might be a weekly thing for them. I just don't know if I can tie myself down to every Friday evening there, but we'll try. At least we can do it once a month or so. And happy to help facilitate getting some people some nice tube radios. Any that come from me or that I buy, I'm not buying them to make like a huge profit on. I'm just trying to find some people that are selling refurbished ones, restored ones, something that's not going to give people, trouble and headache when they get it. And this one falls into that category. So it came with this very nice Turner Plus 3 mic over here, which, Lord mercy, I'm tempted to keep for myself. It's so nice. But very nice radio. It's kind of been given the inside out treatment as far as being refurbished. I mean, would I call it restored? I don't know if I'd call it restored. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is a very nice radio here. So pretty simple. Comstat 23. A nice big signal meter on it there to your left. Volume squelch, channel selector, PA, CB switch, and the modulation light there. And ironically, channel 18 is the channel that we've been using for the tube radio night. And I kid you guys not, that's what channel this thing was on when it came out of the box. So just so happened to be that way, I guess. I guess it was meant to be. They did a pretty good job packing it. It has a little ding here in the back that I don't know if it was on it prior to shipping or happened during shipping, but you can see it back here, just a little dip. But other than that, radio came out really nice. They did a good job packing it. They put it in a new box. They wrapped the octal cord that plugs into the back individually. They wrapped the microphone individually. And then they did a good job packing the radio. So I have no complaints about that. Hats off to that seller. And seems to be a really nice working radio. We'll test it out. First thing I want to do is just check the receive on it. And we're on channel 18 with our little Cobra 90. And we'll just key it up. And as you can see, the signal meter, very responsive. And very strong for a dummy load. Now you can adjust these signal meters on the back. Hello, audio. But it's receiving well, so nothing wrong with that at all. Hello. Hello, audio. And you can see that the modulation light also corresponds with the volume of the radio. As far as the transmit goes, it does transmit well, loud and proud. It's going to squeal through my Cobra 90 because it's got so much dang audio, but hello, audio. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, audio. I mean, this thing is just loaded with a big loud sound. So it goes to show you that something doesn't have to put big numbers on the watt meter to have a lot of audio to it. Because this radio is not a big swinger on the watt meter, but boy, is it loaded with a good sound. Speaking of the watt meter, let's check it out here. We'll discuss this a little bit more towards the end of the video. But 25 watt slug, which is going to be our top scale. This is average power first. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. So maybe a half a watt or so of forward average power, which is to kind of be expected. Keying about 4 watts, give or take. And this is your PEP. Hello, audio. 1, 2, 3. Check, audio. Audio. 1, 2, 3. Audio. Check. About 12 and a half, 13 watts or so PEP. That's what these things are supposed to do. Again, they're not big watt pushers. I believe these were manufactured back in 1966. I believe, is when they started making these. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure, if I'm wrong. And this one actually has a service tag on the back where it was serviced in 1970, October of 1970, I believe. Now, obviously, it's been serviced since then. I mean, it's the guy that was selling it had gone through it and put some new caps in it and stuff like that. So it's been serviced since 1970. Now, let's talk about the output of it. The guy getting it, he was a little concerned about the high dead key on it and will know if it could be turned down. It can be adjusted down. It has a plate and a load adjustment in the back, similar to an amplifier. So technically, if you turn those down, you would be detuning it a little bit. Is it going to hurt a radio? Probably not. Radio will probably be fine. You know, I don't encourage people to do that on amplifiers, power tubes and stuff. It's a little bit rough on them, but detuning this radio, he'll probably be okay to do that. A lot of people do that with their Brownings and stuff like that because, just to be fair, most of your newer amplifiers that aren't tube top, low drive amps aren't going to be very accepting of a 4-watt carrier. They're going to want more along the lines of 1 watt to 3 watts or so. And I think he's got like a 4-pill, 454, 455, something like that, that he plans on running it with. So I'll show you guys that real quick and we'll wrap the video up. Again, I'm not a tube amp or a tube radio guru. See there, you've got a plate and a load, probably just bumping those a little bit. You can adjust it down. But that's my opinion on it. Now, if it was mine, I have plenty of tube amps I can run. I would just leave it the way it is. But understandably so, if you have a transistor amp that, you know, recommended watts in is 2.5 watts and you go trying to key 4 watts into it, it's probably not going to like that too much. So if he detunes it a little bit, that'll be understandable. But that's it, guys. Lafayette Comstat 23, really nice Turner Plus 3 mic. Really nice radio as far as that goes, and I hope the guy getting it enjoys it. It's a nice one. I mean, there was a pretty decent price tag on it. But again, when you buy one of these that has been restored or has been refurbished, you know, what is that worth to somebody to not have to worry about something going wrong with it every week? I can tell you some of these people that buy these tube top radios that haven't been gone through, it's something every week. It's a modulation tube, it's a receive tube, it's a capacitor going out, it's a resistor that's way out of tolerance that causes a failure. It's something all the time. So personally, if I was going to run a tube top radio, I would just try to pay up front and find one that somebody had taken the time and cared about enough to restore it. Otherwise, unless you work on your own stuff, you're going to be up and down the road to your tech. Especially if you talk on a tram or a Browning. I'm just kidding. I had to get that jab in there. All right, everybody have a good one out there. Rooster and 10, roostercb.com. Remember, Channel 18 on Friday nights. If you're in the area or if you've got skip conditions in Tennessee, there's a good chance that you'll hear a bunch of tube top radios on there. Again, for myself, I'm just going to probably participate maybe once a month. And I'll try to announce when that is going to be, and I'll do a live stream on it. But these guys around here have got tube radio fever, so we'll see how it goes. All right, thanks, everybody. Rooster and 10, roostercb.com. See you, bye.